What I liked about what Iowa State was doing, every time Iona made Iona goes up 5-0 to start, then Iowa State goes on the 11-5 or the 11-0 run, and what you saw is Iowa State built that lead, kept it at 10-12, they'd get back to 8-6, but then that was about as close as they got.
It back out.
Iowa State did a good job of really thwarting away a major big run that Iona put together.
And it seems like for Iowa State the entire season, that's been the big problem. You knew. It seemed like in every game this season, you knew that big run was going to come. Iowa State couldn't always, I guess, stop it or contain it. For most teams, it would be like a 10-0 run that they'd be giving up. For Iowa State, it would turn into like a 16-0 run. To me, the biggest thing, there were two big things I take away from this. I guess from an Iowa State perspective, one, it didn't, I didn't see the entire game, but it sounded like George Niang didn't play really well. That's a guy that they've.
George was having an off night. I mean, he was shooting probably 30% for most of the day.
But that's a guy leading into this game, especially at the Big 12 tournament, where if he was off, man, Iowa State's in a whole bunch of trouble.
He got hot, though, late. Started to hit a string of shots, ended up 11 for 23. So he was a lot closer to 50% from the field.
Not a bad day.
No, not at all. At one point, Tommy, and I was even mentioning this to Chris, it was shocking a few minutes into that game how steady and even that box score was. Everybody was getting rebounds. Everybody's getting assists. Everybody had multiple three-point field goals. Everybody had 4 field goals. George was the only one. I think George at that time was like 4 for 12 or something, and then, of course, got a little bit hot.
Well, and how about the game of Monte Morris? I mean, everything we had been hearing about, and I know Monte said to everybody out in Colorado, look, I'm 100%. There's no way he's 100%. He even told us, I think it was before the Big 12 tournament, he said, look, if my mom asked me how I'm doing, I'm going to tell her I'm 100%, even if I'm not 100%. So I'm not going to believe him when he says he's 100%. I think it's not going to be until after the season that he is 100%. But it was a major, to me, it was something that was going to be a major problem if he could not contribute in terms of scoring. Look, he can help orchestrate. He can dish off passes and create opportunities for other people. But there are a lot of times where they need Monte Morris to be able to score, especially when George Niang's not having a great scoring game.